You are looking at the all-new Omoda 9, one of the latest car brands appearing here in the UK, faster than those vape shops popping up in your high street. If you've driven through a retail park recently, you've probably seen an Omoda or Jaecoo showroom. Both brands sit under the Chery Group, which is one of the largest and fastest growing car makers from China here in the UK. Omoda have been clever with their brand visibility, sponsoring things like the 2024 and 2025 seasons of the European Professional Club Rugby, which put their badge in front of millions of viewers. So this is not some unknown back alley brand. Chery really are spending the money and want to be taken seriously. On paper, this car is genuinely interesting, whereas things like the Nissan Qashqai e-Power does a handful of miles on its EV mode, the Omoda 9 can do your entire commute, the school run and the supermarket trip without even waking the engine. This is Omoda's flagship plug-in hybrid SUV for the UK, and it lands with a very everything as standard approach. And the big headline here is that Omoda isn't launching it with a confusing trim ladder. In the UK, it's essentially one main spec. The Omoda 9 is their large plug-in hybrid SUV designed for families and company car buyers who want space, tech and low running costs without paying German prices. This is where the Omoda 9 gets interesting. You get a 1.5 litre turbo engine, 2 electric motors, it's all-wheel drive and a big 34-ish kilowatt-hour battery. Combined power then is roughly 449 brake horsepower, so it's properly quick for a family SUV. The electric-only range is around 93 miles, which is basically unheard of in this segment. This is the sort of plug-in hybrid that you can treat like an EV for most of the time. Keep it plugged in, you can probably do most of the journeys on electricity alone. Some of the closest competitors to this car include things like the Volvo XC60, the Range Rover Velar, the Nissan Qashqai e-Power and the sister brand, the Jaecoo 7. This is a 5-seat SUV and is properly sized. The Omoda 9 is 4,775mm long, 1,920mm wide by about 1,670mm tall. So it has the footprint and presence to play in that Audi Q5 BMW X3 space. If you're looking for a big and bold SUV, you definitely won't be disappointed. Starting at the front, it looks very modern and premium. You get a full width light bar that runs the full width of the car, giving a real signature on the road, vertical daytime running lights, and a huge textured grille that looks like it's been pulled straight from the concept car sketch. Down the side, you get these 20-inch large alloy wheels, flush pop-out handles, nice swage lines down the side, quite minimalist here. And if you think that it looks a little bit like a Lexus RX from certain angles, then you're not wrong. And that's definitely not a bad thing. Around the back, there's another full-width LED light bar, which gives a real hint of Nissan Qashqai. And yes, the exhaust pipes here are very fake. But don't worry, the real ones hiding their shame underneath. Overall though, this is a very good looking SUV. It looks modern, well proportioned and expensive enough to sit outside a posh restaurant. The Omoda 9 has a very competitive boot. You can easily fit suitcases, shopping, pushchairs or a week's worth of family clutter in the back here. The floor is very level all the way through, and with the opening being so wide, it makes it super convenient. There is some underfloor storage for cables, the load cover is removable, and the power tailgate can be easily set to different heights. If you have a family that packs for every trip like they're emigrating, then this boot will definitely cope. And for the spec people, the boot space is commonly listed at around 660 litres with the seat up. Charging at home overnight is where this car really does shine through. If you drive it mostly on electricity, then your fuel bill will be tiny. But if you never plug it in, then it's going to become a very heavy petrol SUV and your running costs will go up significantly. So please, if you buy one, plug it in. Company car buyers, you will love this car too. CO2 figures are so low that the benefit in kind tax is going to be far lower than any other petrol SUV. That makes it an extremely attractive proposition for those running salary sacrifice schemes or operating large fleets. If you want the real numbers, then the Rivervale team can do the math for you. Step inside, and this is where the Omoda 9 will really surprise a lot of people. The materials are soft in all the places that matter, the stitching is neat, and the big curved screen looks really, really smart. And the layout gives off a big hint of Mercedes, especially with the seat controls here on the door The steering wheel buttons feel solid, the ambient lighting adds a real premium touch, and the double glazed side windows really do help keep things extremely quiet here inside. Lower down, there are a few cheaper plastics, but nothing that's offensive and nothing worse than you'll get in most other rivals. The seating position is very high, visibility is pretty good, and the cabin feels genuinely premium for the price. The infotainment system is where Omoda really want to impress. The main screen is bright, sharp, and runs quickly once loaded. You get full screen Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. The built-in navigation is clear enough, and the menus are mostly simple after you learn where everything lives. There are plenty of customization options. You can change the ambient lighting colors, you can tweak the steering wheel weight, you can adjust the suspension settings, you can even change how the boot behaves depending upon how you approach it. There is a head-up display and good quality 360-degree camera system that you can even see through the bonnet view, which shows obstacles under the front of the car. You even get speakers in the headrest. Navigation instructions and phone calls play through your headrest, so you don't have to announce your entire conversation to the rest of the car. Physical climate controls mean that you don't have to dig through the screen when you're freezing cold or roasting hot. It all comes together quite nicely. You get a long list of safety tech. You get things like adaptive cruise, lane keeping, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert, which is great when you're trying to reverse out your driveway. Automatic braking, 360-degree cameras, and they are crystal clear. Parking sensors all round. Some systems can be a little vocal though, but good news, you can turn most of them down or off with just a couple of taps on the screen. It feels modern, safe, and well equipped for families. So here in the back, we have got loads of room. I mean, there is so much legroom and height room, it's unreal. And what I'm loving the most is this full length panoramic sunroof, which has a full electric blind so you can shut out the sun on a real hot sunny day. And best of all, the front section not only tilts, but it slides all the way back, and it's massive. So if you were at an air show, you could maybe pop your shoes off, stand up on the two seats and get a real good view of whatever's up and about. Okay, so really well appointed in the back as well. We've got the nice LED lighting running through here. The door trims are even finished nicely with the faux leather. 3 decent sized seats, and again we've got a flat floor that runs all the way through, so there's no trying to share leg space if someone is sitting in this third seat. We've got climate controls here as well. The 2 outside rear seats are both heated, which is very, very nice, especially on a chilly day. You can adjust the fan speed or turn the air on or off completely here, but you can't adjust the actual temperature. That is done through the main controls up front. We can even adjust the rake of the backrest here. If anyone knows what this bottom button does, please do let us know in the comments below. I think it's probably just there for aesthetics. We've got nice big deep door pockets in the sides here, map pockets there, plus little pop out USB A and C charging ports there. And we've got armrest with cup holders for the middle there. And both outside seats both also come with Isofix, so you can fit child seats, no problem at all. On the driver's seat as well, the passenger seat in the front, there is actually a adjustment, so you can adjust the passenger seat here from either the driver's seat or the rear seats if you needed to create some more leg room if there was no one actually sitting in the front. So again, maybe ideal for chauffeurs and taxi drivers. Hey, do you want one of these? If you want to get behind the wheel of the all-new Omoda 9, then check out rivervale.co.uk. So I've been really keen to get behind the wheel of one of these. I have been seeing so many Omoda and Jaecoo vehicles on the road recently. It's unreal. So I was super keen to find out for myself what they're actually like, because I've heard some real rave reviews. When I got in, I was greeted by what felt like or looked like the interior of a Mercedes-Benz. And driving this thing, well, actually, I've taken it now along the motorway, down the dual carriageways, down the country roads where they're bumpy and uneven and tight. I've taken it through the towns, and I have to say, I am really impressed with how this thing performs. We're a hybrid setup here, so there are no flat spots whatsoever. When you put your foot down, this thing just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling. And it's so responsive. That throttle response is instant. It's scarily instant, actually. Around the corners, it's so smooth and flat that I reckon we could fill up a cup of water and I don't think it would spill out. It's very smooth, very refined, corners superbly, and it's just a pleasure to drive. I feel this is a car that would compete with cars of double its value. I mean, when you take into consideration the price of this thing versus what you're getting, and then look at the competition, you know, considering Omoda has come out of nowhere in the UK market, I definitely think this is one that you should be looking out for because it offers so much. It's such great value. And in terms of drivability, considering its size as well, it's so easy. I think this is a strong contender in the SUV market. So considering this thing's got a petrol engine, it is so quiet. I mean, we've got double glazed windows in here, so it is silent in this cockpit. It's super smooth. And this engine is so quiet. I don't actually know when it's kicking in or not. But what I will say is my battery and fuel gauges are barely moving. I mean, I've been driving around in this thing for the last few days and I've only dropped a few miles. I cannot work out how this thing is powering because it's just seems to be going and going and going. And yes, it is a plug-in hybrid, which is great. And it does about 90 miles on a single charge. So that's pretty much going to sort most people out for an entire week. I don't think you'll ever have to put petrol in this thing. I'm liking this upright driving position. I love how high we are in this car. The seat's very comfortable when you first get in. I'm loving the head-up display in this car because it's very clear and very concise. The actual digital cockpit here has got lots of information on it, so it can be a little overwhelming when you first get in the car. But thanks to the simplicity of this head-up display, which just displays my speed and just the critical information, everything is just right in front of me. Whilst we do have a Sony sound system in the car, the music quality isn't the best I've ever heard, but considering the price of this car, I'm happy to make do.
Like the look of this car? Head to rivervale.co.uk to check out the latest business contract hire and lease deals available on this and many other makes and models. Browse offers, filter by budget and see what's in stock for quick delivery. You can tweak your mileage, add optional extras, view the full spec and price it up in seconds. rivervale.co.uk.
So here's the important bit. The Omoda 9 in the UK is effectively sold as one version only, the Omoda 9 SHS Noble, with an official £44,990 on the road price. After that, the main variables tend to be paint colours, with metallic and special finishes adding to the on the road figure, depending upon what you pick. So it's not which trim do I choose, it's more which colour do I want. So where does this sit in the market? Price-wise, it sits well below things like the Audi Q5, BMW X3, Lexus NX and Volvo XC60. And it's similar to the Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid and Hyundai Tucson plug-in hybrid. So, should you buy, lease or ignore the Omoda 9? If you want the sharpest driving SUV or a badge that gets the nod in the office car park, then you may still want to lean towards the Germans. But if you want a lot of car for your money, loads of tech, a quality interior and a genuine EV style range from a plug-in hybrid, then the Omoda 9 is absolutely worth the top spot in your shortlist.